What's the significance of the mark of the beast in the book of Revelation? Well, as you can see, I don't want anybody to stick anything on my forehead, but if we really want to understand it best, let's look at it how it fits in the book of Revelation itself. There were no chapter breaks in the original, so it speaks of the mark of the beast, dealing with the name of the beast and the number of his name in Revelation 13, 16 through 18. But the very next verse, 14:1, speaks of the 144,000, the followers of the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and his name is on their foreheads. So you have a contrast. You either get the mark of the beast or you get the name of the Lamb. You've got to serve somebody. And in chapter 22, verse 3, it says that God's servants will serve him before his face forever. And in verse 4, it says that his name will be on their foreheads. We who serve him will have his name rather than the mark of the beast. Chapter 3 and verse 12 speaks of the name of God and the New Jerusalem being on the righteous. The righteous are depicted as pillars in the temple of God. Now, that doesn't mean, I think, that we will be literal pillars holding up the walls, standing there in one place permanently, but rather pillars were images of strength and antiquity. We are part of God's temple, and it was customary to write inscriptions on pillars. So we will have his name on us. Again, in chapter 17 and verse 5, it says that Babylon has a name written on her. Babylon, mother of prostitutes. Now, probably most of us would not, say, meeting a prostitute, say, "Oh, I read about your mom." We probably wouldn't take the woman there literally. We recognize that that woman is symbolic. Well, if she's symbolic, how can the name on her forehead be literal? And in chapter 19 and verse 16, Jesus comes back, and he has a name written on him. Now, where's the background for this? Well, in the Old Testament, in Ezekiel chapter 9, it says that before God would send judgment on Jerusalem, he sent another angel to put a mark on the righteous to show that they were to be exempted from this judgment. Later on, in the 1st century BC, there was a book called the Psalms of Solomon. It's not in the Bible. It's a book, but fairly mainstream in its Jewish perspectives, maybe Pharisaic in its Jewish perspectives. And it speaks of a mark on the righteous and a mark on the wicked. And these marks would be seen only by God and by angels. But it was a way of distinguishing them so that judgment could come on the wicked and blessing could come on the righteous. So, the mark of the beast in Revelation, in light of the background, and especially in light of how these names written on people are used elsewhere in the book of Revelation, is probably not a literal mark. Still, if somebody wants to put something on my forehead, I don't think that's a good idea.